In compliance with Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, entitled Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as specified in the Act. Proper notice of this open public meeting was provided in the notice of January 12, 2023. Said notice was posted at the entrance of the Board of Education offices, mailed to the Nutley Township Clerk, sent to Tap into Nutley, advertised in the Nutley Sun on January 12, 2023, and posted on the district website. Flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Mr. DePisa.
Mr. Balsamo?
Here.
Mr. Battaglia?
Here.
Mrs. Dancheck Martin?
Here.
Dr. Delia?
Here.
Mr. Kaczynski? Mrs. Quirk?
Here.
Mr. Riley? Mr. Scotty? Mr. Farrar?
Here. Whereas the Board of Education will be discussing matters exempt from public discussion pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12, now therefore be resolved that the Board of Education recess to close executive session at this time to discuss a HIB appeal and facilities. Be further resolved that the results of the discussions will be made public by inclusion on the agenda of a subsequent meeting of the Board of Education, or when the reasons for discussing such matters in closed session no longer exist. We're going to be in the executive session. We planned for about an hour and a half. So adjourn to go into executive session. Okay, we're going to open the meeting back up at 8:12. Mr. DePiece is, just went in the back. He'll be right back. He'll let us know about any correspondence.
I'd like to bring some correspondence to the board. Over the past month, I've received several emails from members of the Caldwell University faculty, the Dean of Education, and other people at that school. And it's attributed to a meeting we had up at Caldwell University several weeks ago, facilitated by County Commissioner Pomeroy, who's here in attendance tonight, as well as Trustee Dr. Tom D'Elia and Sal Farrar, our board president, attended. We went up to Caldwell University and had a very productive meeting where we shared ideas and we talked about common ground for people and educators as well as students in both of our learning communities. I found the meeting to be very successful, and it's led to a memorandum of understanding that will be on the board agenda tonight as a resolution for the board to consider. And I just wanted to highlight those communications, that correspondence coming in. I wanted to share that with the board. And I also wanted to thank Commissioner Pomeroy for setting that up and helping us in that area. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mania. Commissioner, thank you for meeting with us, for introducing and having the meeting with us with Caldwell University. It was very exciting. We talked about a lot of different things, and you could see just the back and forth. There was just one idea after another, and I think it's going to be something that's going to be very productive for us here in Nutley. One of the things that I know we took from it is the ability to have this dual enrollment where we could have students that are not only just in Nutley pursuing a high school degree, but also at some point, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to attend Caldwell simultaneously and pursuing maybe an associate's degree while they're in high school. And I think that's very exciting for our district and our town, and we appreciate all your efforts, and thank you. Mr. D'Elia?
There we go. Just want to echo what my colleagues have been saying, and just in education in general, you tend to meet a lot of institutions that act as travel agents. That go here, go there, go. But the sense that I felt that in that room when we were meeting with the Caldwell University representatives, that we weren't meeting with travel agents, we were actually meeting with tour guides, guides that are going to help our students in Nutley circumnavigate the college scene, the understanding of college applications, and the college experience. And I think that's a unique endeavor that we are proud to partner up with, and just a wonderful opportunity. I can't thank you enough. You're an integral part of it, Commissioner Pomeroy, with your kind of many hats that you wear. We'll put it that way. But one of them was representing our community and Caldwell University to bring our institutions together. So I just really want to say thank you. And it was just wonderful to have met the college president. You don't often actually get to meet a college president. You kind of, maybe hear about them more than that. But I just think it's a wonderful opportunity, and we're very proud to present that tonight.
I just open it up to the rest of the board if anybody has anything they want to add or say. But is there anybody that does? Okay, so Commissioner, one of the things we're going to do later on is we're going to introduce the memorandum of understanding. We're going to vote on it, obviously. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you like. But it's late, so if you have other commitments, obviously we understand. But if there's anything you'd like to say, we'd appreciate it. Thank you. Sure. And Commissioner, we'd also like to take a picture with you and our board.
Thank you. Thank you, and good evening, everyone. I know it's the beginning of the year is a tough one. I know I teach as well, so I'm in the same boat as many of you involved in academia. First, let me say, I think I wear really three hats, at least today. as Tom alluded. One, as commissioner, of course, and Nutley is in the area that I represent. It's very important, of course, that we in Essex County work together to do the best that we can for our students, no matter where they go, whether at Caldwell or anywhere else. The second half, the second hat that I wear is as trustee of the board at Caldwell University, and we're very excited to have our new president, Dr. Jeffrey Sinise, and he's been very excited about it. And I think that your enthusiasm for being at that meeting was one of his very first meetings, actually, was very contagious, and it was very productive. And the number of programs and the synergy that was there was terrific. And the third hat that I wear, and I'm almost ashamed to say because it's 30 years now, it's not ashamed of being a graduate of Caldwell, but it's 30 years despite these very youthful looks. But it's been 30 years since I graduated Caldwell. And Mr. D'Elia, what you alluded to earlier is the fact that while it's been 30 years, Caldwell has remained the same in that its strength lies in its size, relative small size, but it doesn't lack for providing. And I still keep in touch with my mentors there. And my mentors weren't all teachers. You know, there were people in different departments, and I kept in touch. And they've helped nurture me into adulthood as a professional. And now very honored to be among my mentors as their peers. And it's a wonderful time in your life when you can stand next to your mentor and they accept you as one of your own. And to serve as a trustee is very important and very special to me because of that. And I should also mention that I met the love of my life at Caldwell University. That would be my wife, Natasha, the better half, of course. She studied education. And so my wife and I, both as educators, understand how important this is. This actually started a little bit before that meeting at Caldwell when you brought your music department, when we invited you to come and we celebrated your music department's many achievements. I won't list them now because we all know them and we'll be here all night. But they were among one of the best groups that we had honored, in a number of years. And just having the choir sing in our chambers was a beautiful event. And that got us started to see, how can we work a little bit closer and what can we do? Because we all wear many hats. I know members of the board, this isn't your full-time job. You do other things, and you hope that what you do in your 9 to 5 can translate into something that you could provide for your students and on this board and to your community, because I'm sure many of you wear other hats aside from your work and your service here. So I'm very grateful that you were very receptive to the invitation. I'm very excited at the prospect of working together, and the list goes on. So hopefully Nutley can serve as that role model for other area schools to follow in your footsteps. And so thank you very much for entertaining this today. And I hope this isn't the last time I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I won't say for the whole meeting because I do have my wife and kids waiting, and back to school is ticking for us as well. So I do want to catch the rest of the night with my kids. But I want to thank you all for your invitation here today and your attentiveness, and we look forward to working for many, many years. And my door is always open and just an email away or a call away. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So we'll just come out down there. We'll take a picture together, and then obviously you're invited anytime. You're welcome. But we'll try to do something maybe a little bit more formal in September or maybe October. Any other correspondence, Mr. DePisa? Okay, can we have our superintendent report?
Thank you, Mr. President. We are a week away from opening school to staff and another week and a day from opening it to our students. We are ready. We are ready to open the doors and start school year 23-24. In the past month, we've been really busy in district. The summer is a busy time in Nutley, and I'm sure Mr. Pisa will speak to many of the facilities upgrades that we've seen. We expect them all to be completed by the first day of school. I did want to mention our visit to Caldwell University. It was very fruitful. Happened in the beginning of the month. We're very appreciative of that relationship, as well as all of our dual enrollment relationships we look to take advantage of and foster over time. I do want to mention a couple other key events that have happened over the past month. Administrative retreat took place last week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We had a very productive 3 days with our administrative team, and we're focusing on our goals, our 5 goals. Specifically, we spent a day and a half focusing on our security goal for this year. The afternoon of the first day, we welcomed Lieutenant Monteroso, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, from the state police who's helped us revise our security manual. And we've looked to upgrade all of our features in the manual and provide consistency throughout district. We had a great 3-hour session with the state police in going through best practices in security. The following day, we were joined by the U.S. Department of Ed, REMS division, Readiness Emergency Management for Schools, I believe that stands for. And they provided professional development in our newly compliant-based threat assessment teams that each building will have. These are teams we will have in district composed of key members of the school that help identify and work through students that pose harm to themselves and to the building. It's a requirement by the state code for this year, but it's also a very useful team in providing action plans and steps to closely monitor those students as they enter our buildings. We finished the training with looking through much of our evaluation process as well as our new IRS consistency. All in all, I think our administrative team left with a clear focus for the upcoming school year. This week, we started new teacher orientation, and we had 60 teachers, paraprofessionals, other certified staff members, nurses, OTs, PTs, as well as some leave replacement teachers join us in the media center. And during that time, we've walked them through really creating and sharing with them the culture we have in Nutley. We have great culture here. We have a lot of expectations from our staff members. And during that time, in day one, we had a very productive day in sharing that with our staff. Tomorrow, they'll come back and work with our EAN. I see Miss Mabel here. They're all yours tomorrow, Miss Mabel. And then we'll work through with them on Thursday as well. New teacher orientation is a critical time where we start getting excited for the new school year. And around district, we are getting excited. 2 days ago, yesterday actually, I shared an email with all families in Nutley that had a screencast of a parent orientation. So during that screencast, if you haven't seen it, we will put it on our superintendent's corner of our website. But there is a link to a YouTube channel with a voiceover, I should say, of myself going through many of the upgraded components of our website that shares not only our goals, but new regulations that we've updated over the summer, code of conduct, attendance, dress code, as well as our student handbooks, which are currently available online, as well as a anonymous reporting tool, which is a security upgrade for this summer. If you see something, say something. If you want to report that anonymously to the district to look into, there's a hot link at the top of the website, as well as other key features, including a staff directory on our website. All those features will be there. I encourage you to watch the 8-minute parent orientation. I encourage you, as the portal opens today and you're asked to go to the student handbook, to go to it, to read through it with your son or daughter, and help us as we focus on a return to consistent practices and code of conduct, discipline, attendance, which is a big point of emphasis for this year, as well as our dress code. So we employ our parents to work with us to address these things over time this year in our school district. And our students are being oriented as well. Today we had our high school student orientation. I was able to sneak over here for a small bit of time, and I noticed our students our freshman students going through the building with their counselors, with the administration. I know the middle school has orientation tomorrow, so we're looking forward to that. As we move through this week, we will get our final preparations in place. I look forward to welcoming staff right here in the Nutley High School auditorium at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. It's a great time, and we will be ready for a half day of students on Wednesday of next week. And we're looking forward to a great year. Thank you so much, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Banya. Before we move on to the Assistant Superintendent Curriculum Instruction, can I get a motion to approve the minutes? All in favor? Thank you. Okay, Ms. Lycos-Cola?
So it's hard to believe that the summer is already coming to a close. I want to thank all the teachers who participated in curriculum writing this past summer. You'll see the revised curriculum documents they developed for approval on tonight's agenda. It's a lot of work to develop those documents, but they really are the backbone of what we teach students each day, and their input is valuable. I also want to thank the teachers who screened our incoming kindergarten students and English language learners this summer. This ensures that we have as much data as possible to help plan appropriate learning experiences for these students. Just to echo what Mr. Banya had said last week, our admin team participated in an administrative retreat. It was a great few days of learning together in preparation for the new school year. And today we also began our first of 3 days of new teacher orientation for over 60 new staff members. We had a great day together sharing information on our district and how we will support them in their new roles. And we look forward to the next 2 days ahead. I hope everyone enjoys the long Labor Day weekend, and we look forward to welcoming staff and students back to school next week. Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Loconsolo. Mr. DePisa, Assistant Superintendent of School, Business and Board Secretary report.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrara. First, I'd like to thank the Board of Education members for their constant and conscientious work, especially through the summer. Thank you to the township and the Board of Education with the shared MOU for shared services. I'd like to thank my colleagues here, Mr. Banya, Mrs. Loconsolo, and Karen Greco in central office. We've worked hard over the summer. We're looking forward to a great year. Mike Parigi and Tim Costa are sitting here. Their hard work over the summer. There's multiple projects that I will elaborate superficially, but I'm sure Mr. Parigi will elaborate in detail a little bit on the summer projects. It's been a busy summer. We actually started the 12th of June because we got out of school early, and we continue until the end of this week with anticipation for everybody to come in. The maintenance and custodial staff, the shared service agreement I mentioned, the Nutley High School entrance, sidewalks, and landscaping with the shared service with the township. The Radcliffe School multipurpose room started with the gym finishing, the new bleachers, and multiple upgrades continuing through the beginning of the school year. The Lincoln School basement hallway with the steam pipes that have been there and the rug that have been there for 10 plus years have now been eliminated properly, and there's a new floor, and the hallway was painted properly with 2 adjacent classrooms. The Spring Garden basement that was flooded the week before Memorial Day will be entered into starting now, but the students will go into a brand new space there that's been renovated with 4 additional bathrooms in classrooms that were done in-house and with some contractors that never existed before for the pre-K rooms. It's an enormous task, and it was done in literally 3.5 weeks, those 4 bathrooms. The asbestos removal at the high school, at the media center. The high school was closed down for 4 weeks with that. No one could come in except for the custodians. The building was prepped, everything is ready. And just that in itself, that the building is ready to go now with staff coming in and freshman orientation, speaks volumes of the character and the work ethic here in Nutley. And certainly last but not least, internally, with the help of some outside contractors, the 2 classrooms for pre-K that were built in the central office space that used to be occupied as central office in the basement of John Walker Middle School will now house 2 pre-K classrooms starting next week. A lot going on. It's monumental. Most districts don't do this volume. And then we also maintained an ESY program and got the buildings ready for a new school year. Once again, I thank everyone. It's a unique place to work, and it's a wonderful place to work. Let's have a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DePisa. Mr. Parigi, our Director of Building and Grounds.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just going to repeat some of the stuff that David said in a little more detail. Radcliffe School gym renovations underway. The floor is sanded, new logo installed, second coat of poly is on today. It will be ready for school opening. The bleachers, the scoreboard, and the curtains have been ordered. I do not have a delivery date for those particular items as of yet, but the space has been painted and it looks great. Lincoln School. We removed the carpet in the hallway for the old pipe chases, the steam lines. We had the chases filled with 18 yards of concrete and new LVT floors were installed. We removed old steam radiators and associated piping, and the hallway was painted. In other classrooms as well. New LVT floor was installed in B2. Room 215, the walls were painted. New LVT floors were installed, and the bathrooms painted. John Walker Middle School. As David said, these are 2 new pre-K classrooms that we started approximately the end of July, and our staff, with the help of some outside contractors, pulled this together. This was a monumental task. They finished this project in less than 30 days. This is a testament to our staff and the dedication they have to the students to getting this program ready. Kent and David sat down with them before we started this and told them how important it was that we get this space open for pre-K. And I got to say, these guys really stepped up, and I'm proud to be working with them. Spring Garden. We had a catastrophic flood on May 22nd. The basement has completely restored and updated as needed. The space will be turned over to us on Friday by our restoration company. We also installed 4 new bathrooms to accommodate the student population that will be occupying this space. These bathrooms will also be ready for the first day of school. Again, the Nutley High School Media Center abatement has been completed and on schedule. The contractor has occupied the space as of the day after, as of last Friday, actually. And the project is on schedule. And again, the sidewalks, the irrigation, the landscaping, that speaks for itself. It's beautiful. Yannicol School, a new LVT floor was installed in the teacher's caf. And that's on my report. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Parigi. We're going to move on to committee reports. Ms. Dancheck Martin, Academic.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Academic Committee met on August 22nd. In attendance were myself, Ms. Quirk, Dr. D'Elia, Mr. Banya, Ms. Lugutolo, Mr. DePisa, Ms. Gerkens, and Ms. Martin. Ms. Gerkens joined the committee to discuss mental health enhancements for the upcoming school year. Ms. Gerkens also discussed the implementation of ruler curriculum, and she presented to the committee on pathways for preparing students for the college process. Leanne Martin joined the committee to discuss the summer math professional development, as well as ways we will be rolling out the professional development to the entire staff. The committee reviewed the virtual learning plan for the 2023-24 school year. The committee reviewed the schedule of courses for the upcoming school year, and we also reviewed the district professional development plan submission to the DOE. The committee also reviewed curricula that are entering its draft year during the 23-24 school year. Ms. Loconsolo previewed field trips and professional development requests with the committee. Our next meeting will occur on Thursday, September 14th. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Balsamo, Administration.
Yes, Mr. President. The Administrative Committee met on August 22nd. The committee reviewed the complete memorandum of understanding with the custodial bargaining unit. We reviewed a business continuance plan and a cybersecurity proposal. And finally, we discussed updates to the security manual and protocols. The next meeting of the administration committee will be held on Wednesday, September 13th.
Thank you, Mr. Balsamo. We may now come to that portion of our meeting where we allow members of the public to address the board. In this section, we allow questions or comments on reports, resolutions, and all school-related matters. Our board regulations number 0167 allow 20 minutes for these communications. Each person shall be limited to 3 minutes, and we ask that you try to stay within this requirement. Speakers may speak more than once, only after all others wishing to speak on the topic have been heard. All statements will be directed to me as the chairperson, and no one may address board members individually. Please be reminded that if your statement is too lengthy, abusive, obscene, irrelevant, or redundant, your participation may be terminated. Please remember to state your name and address each and every time you address the board. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, seeing none. Ms. Stanchek Martin, can I get a motion for academic?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to move academic resolutions 1 through 8 as written.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? It's not really discussion, but I'd like to just have Mr. D'Elia read motion number 4, please.
There we go. Thank you, Mr. President. This is the approval for a memorandum of agreement with Caldwell University. Be it resolved that the Board of Education approves the memorandum of agreement with Caldwell University and the Nutley Public School District for the 2023-2024 school year.
Thank you, Mr. D'Elia. Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mr. Battaglia? Yes. Mrs. Dancheck Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia?
Yes.
Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty?
Yes.
Mr. Ferrara?
Yes. Mr. Balsamo, can I get administration, please?
Yes, Mr. President, I'd like to move administration resolutions 1 and 2.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mr. Battaglia?
Yes.
Mrs. Dancheck Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia?
Yes.
Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty? Yes. Mr. Ferrara?
Yes to 1, abstain to number 2. Mr. Battaglia, motion on finance.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to move resolutions 1 through 12 for finance.
Roll call? Oh, I'm sorry, any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mr. Battaglia?
Abstain on 6, yes to all others.
Mrs. Dancheck Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia?
Yes.
Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty? Yes. Mr. Ferrara?
Yes. Mr. Scotty, can I get a motion for policy?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mr. Battaglia?
Yes.
Mrs. Dancheck Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia? Yes. Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty? Yes. Mr. Ferrara?
Yes. Mrs. Quirk, can I get a motion for personnel?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Mr. Balsamo?
Yes.
Mr. Battaglia?
Yes.
Mrs. Dancheck Martin?
Yes.
Dr. D'Elia? Yes. Mrs. Quirk?
Yes.
Mr. Scotty? Yes. Mr. Ferrara?
Yes. Okay, is there any old business to come before the board? Again, as part of, I guess, now old business, Commissioner Palmares, thank you again for all your efforts. Thank you for being here tonight. This is exciting for our school district, and we look forward to what tomorrow is going to bring. Thank you. Any new business before the board? Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.